Okay, how's it going? I'm going to talk about a really interesting mushroom, a Reishi mushroom. I actually made a tea not too long ago, and I mentioned it in one of my older videos, and I did get a request from someone to make a video on preparing the mushroom tea with the Reishi mushroom. So I figured the next time I do make the Reishi mushroom tea, I will make a video, and I made that today. And here's the video. But before I show you how to make the mushroom tea, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the mushroom. But I'm not going to go too in-depth, so I'm just going to keep it short and simple. What I have in my hand is a red Reishi mushroom. Very interesting mushroom. Scientific name Ganoderma lucidum. I hope I am pronouncing that right, because I'm not really good with pronouncing scientific names. This mushroom has been used by humans for a very long time. It's been used traditionally in Chinese medicine for over 2,000 years, and actually some sources believe that it's been used for over 4,000 years. So for thousands of years, humans have been using this mushroom for medicinal purposes. You can even see it in ancient Chinese art, where the mushroom is depicted as the mushroom of immortality. Which actually makes it one of the oldest known medicinal mushrooms used by humans. The mushroom is actually very hard to find in the wild. It's super rare. So rare in ancient times, only the emperor and his court had access to this medicinal mushroom. Many benefits, from anti-tumor, anti-cancer, antiviral, immune system booster, stabilizes blood sugar, helps kidneys, does a lot of things. It's soft when fresh and actually is pretty solid when dried. That's due to a carbohydrate called chitin, which actually makes up the cell walls of this fungi. So the medicinal properties in the mushroom is actually locked up in the mushroom because of that. And that's why we brew the tea, to extract it. When you buy the mushroom, you can actually get it in two forms that I know of. You can get the whole mushroom, or you can buy them in strips. Me, I actually prefer the strips because the strips are actually pretty easy to break up, and you can break them by hand, and the whole mushroom dried itself is actually pretty solid, almost as hard as wood, like a very soft wood. The last time I made it, I actually threw it in a blender to make a powder out of the whole mushroom. It was that hard to deal with. So I like the strips, and if you can, and if you do, go with the strips because they're very easy to work with. Alright, now on to making the tea. When I make the tea, I like to make a good amount because I do like to have an amount that will last me a few days. So what you want to do is you want to start off by getting the cleanest water you can find and put it into a pot. If you can, try to use a stainless steel pot and stay away from aluminum if you can. So you place the water into a pot and you put it on high heat and bring that water to a boil. And as you wait for that water to boil, you want to start to break up the mushroom strips. For every 2 quarts, you want about a half a cup of mushrooms. So since I will be brewing a gallon, I'll be using a whole cup of mushrooms. And after you're done breaking up the mushroom into smaller pieces, you want to put the mushrooms into the pot and then turn it down to a low heat and allow it to simmer for about 2 hours. I would cover it so most of the water does not evaporate. And then 2 hours later, you should have a nice dark brew of Reishi mushroom tea. You could drink the tea hot or chilled. I like a hot cup of Reishi mushroom tea, and I also like it chilled, so after I'm done with the batch, I put it into the refrigerator to store for later. You know, most people describe this tea as pleasantly bitter, and I have to say they are right. It has a very faint bitter taste, but it's not unbearable at all. It's actually pretty good. Some people use sweeteners. You can use ginger, you can use honey. I would stay away from refined sugars because then it kind of defeats the purpose of making this a health drink. It has a very earthy flavor, so if you like things with a very earthy flavor, this tea is for you. Lately, I've actually been really interested in mushrooms, mushroom foraging, and just learning about different varieties of mushroom, poisonous, edible, you know, medicinal, all types of mushrooms. And